R&B legends New Edition famously sang, "Sunny days, everybody loves them, but can you stand the rain?" On today's case, Mrs. Collins says her 9-year marriage has seen its share of rainy days, but she's afraid it won't be able to weather the storm that came in the form of the pandemic. Mrs. Collins says that since the pandemic hit, her husband has been lazy with work, irresponsible with their finances, and lately, he's been disappearing to the strip club with her own mother to make it rain on other women. Mrs. Collins says she is tired of the inconsistency and the lies and is ready to walk away for good if something doesn't change. Let's hear their case.
Court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Starr presiding. Your Honor, this is the case of Collins versus Collins.
Thank you very much. Mrs. Collins, Mr. Collins. Mrs. Collins, you are here in court to admit that the pandemic put a strain on your family, both emotionally and financially. While you've done everything to get your family back on track, you say your husband has done nothing but add to your problems.
Yes, Your Honor.
And Mr. Collins, you admit that the family took a big hit during the pandemic, but you say it's your wife's fixation on finances that is the real reason you two are not seeing eye to eye right now.
Yes, Your Honor.
There is no question that the pandemic really took a toll on all American families. I cannot name any one of my friends that did not have some sort of impact. But I know, Mrs. Collins, it particularly devastated your family. Why don't you tell me how we got to court today?
Yes, Your Honor. I'm here to end this marriage. I've been with this man for 13 years, and in the past couple of years, it just hasn't been the same. I'm tired of the lies, the inconsistency, the financial struggle. I'm done with it. I can't handle it anymore.
Well, I don't know if it's over. Mr. Collins, what do you say?
Well, Your Honor, I'm here to make her understand that I want to keep her as my wife, and I'll do anything it takes to make sure it stays that way.
According to my case file, before the pandemic, you all were go-getters, working 4 jobs between you. And then, obviously, with the pandemic, a lot of people lost their jobs. Did you lose all 4 jobs?
Yes, we did.
And then did you figure out how to get back on your feet, ma'am?
Yes. Actually, right after the pandemic hit, after we lost the other jobs, I picked up a health and wellness business that helps people lose weight. And he actually got a job with a pizzeria, and it's just not working out. And I want him to find something more steady.
And so the job that you took on, does it help you sustain yourself financially? Are you able to contribute at least equally into the household?
Yes, ma'am.
So before the pandemic, Mr. Collins, what did you do?
Before the pandemic, I worked for a college, made pretty decent money.
Okay, and did you have the traditional benefits that come with a full-time job?
Yes, Your Honor.
And does anyone provide those benefits in the family now?
No, ma'am.
So you know that's pretty tough, and I understand you all have a little girl. How old is your daughter?
3.5.
So you have a little girl that's going to be entering school probably in the fall. So you're going to need to make sure that her health care is going to be taken care of and that she has access to whatever after-school program she's going to need. It's time for you to step up, Mr. Collins. Why haven't you started to look for work?
Well, Your Honor, I have been looking for work, but nothing's really stuck out to me, and taking a $3 hit an hour, just isn't going to make up for what I'm missing.
So, Mr. Collins, just so that we're clear, you are 47 years old.
Yes, Your Honor.
And you have a level of skill that at least allowed you to maintain a full-time position prior to the pandemic.
Yes, Your Honor.
What industry did you work in?
It was a job in the cafeteria.
Okay, so you worked in some sort of hospitality.
Yes, ma'am.
I can tell you for certain, right now, the hospitality industry is begging for people to come and work. I don't know a restaurant right now that's not looking for somebody to come in. Have you tried to get work with one of the restaurants in your area?
I put in a couple of applications, but never got no responses back from them.
Okay, but you have to be tenacious when you're looking for a job.
Yes, Your Honor.
Mrs. Collins, have you tried to assist your husband in his job search?
Actually, yes, I did have him a job at a job fair, and he was supposed to have gone. He took the dress shoes with him, and when I thought that he had went. A friend of mine called and said that he had never showed up. And I don't know where he went or what he was doing at that time.
So it was a great opportunity for him?
Yes, ma'am. He could have had health benefits. He could have had 401k. Like, everything would have been better.
Okay, Mr. Collins, tell me why that did not work out.
Well, at the time, I'm really frustrated, and I needed to, ease my mind because I've been looking for work so much. So I made a couple pit stops.
What?
He went to a biker club, Your Honor.
You know, it's so interesting how y'all will make decisions outside of the courtroom, but when you've got to come in and look somebody in the face with some level of authority, you get sheepish about what your decisions have been. You had the opportunity, sir, to go to a job fair where there was a real job that was gonna pay you real money with benefits, and you decided to get your mind right and make a pit stop? I wanna be clear, and that's what you just told me.
Yes, Your Honor, but I had already had plans to do this.
I hate that he goes to the biker club.
There was no way I was gonna cancel.
Going to the biker club was more important to you than getting a job that would sustain your family?
At the time, Your Honor, yes.
Why?
Well, it's just an obligation that I had to meet.
An obligation to whom, sir?
The club.
And what was the club doing, sir?
It's just you have to put so many hours a month into the club in
You
order
couldn't
to...
have gone another day and put those hours in? Not the day that you needed to go to get a job?
No, Your Honor.
So what were you doing on those other days? Because I'm trying to find this out, because it really sounds like the biggest bunch of BS that I have ever heard. At 47 years old, what kind of grown man thinks he doesn't have to work on a regular basis?
I guess the kind of things that the biker club is more important.
Okay, Miss Collins, he just answered the question right then and there.
Biker club isn't more important. You have a 3-year-old daughter. And our daughter was supposed to go to summer camp, and now she can't go because he didn't make the deadline.
$600 was quite a big chunk of change to,
How much it cost at the biker club?
about $250 a month.
So you're gonna spend $750.
Spent $300 on a biker jacket.
Oh, $750 plus $300.
Yes.
Mr. Collins, it sounds like your wife is doing all the heavy lifting.
He needs to change his tune. I got a job with him at the pizzeria, and because he said that he wasn't getting the hours that he should, and I got there, and of course they hired me, so I got more hours already. And then I talked to the owner, and he said that he had more hours to give me, he just didn't want to take them.
And why don't you want additional hours at the pizzeria?
I do want the hours. I was working quite a few hours. I got kind of slow, and, she started at the pizzeria, and I just figured, she got the job with me to spy on me.
I don't care if she got the job with you
I had to spy on him.
party with the folk at the pizzeria. What does that have to do with you and what your obligations are as a man?
I guess it was a bad choice.
How many hours a week do you work, sir?
Right now, about 22 to 25 with tips.
That's a part-time job, sir. I don't know any family that can sustain itself on one part-time job. I don't know one. I know mine can't. Robert, you and Chris need to work?
Absolutely.
Every day. That's what happens with families.
Our daughter was supposed to go to summer camp, and now she can't go because he didn't make the deadline to pay it. It was $600. I paid my part of the rent, and I didn't get his part, obviously.
$600 for the whole summer?
For the whole summer.
And you all had decided together that this was what y'all were gonna do?
Yeah, she was excited about it, like riding the bus to go to summer camp, being with other kids. I'd rather her go there than a babysitter.
And Mr. Collins, what happened?
Well, to be honest with you, Your Honor, $600 was quite a big chunk of change to,
How much it cost at the biker club?
About $250 a month.
$250 a month? So there are 3 months in the summer. So you're gonna spend $750.
Spent $300 on a biker jacket.
Oh, $750 plus $300.
Yes.
So by my count, that's $1,050. But your baby girl for the whole summer, you need to spend $600, and your wife was gonna put up $300, and you didn't have the rest of the money?
Well, to be honest with you, Your Honor, like I said, the $600 was quite a bit. We have a pool in the backyard, we have a slide, we have swing sets, we have a trampoline.
Mrs. Collins, do you hear what your husband just said?
Yeah.
I'm gonna interpret it for you just so that you can definitely hear it. She can go play in the backyard. That's what he said. Mr. Collins, it sounds like your wife is doing all the heavy lifting.
I even got him a job interview, and I was excited for him, but he never made it there. My friend called and said that he never went.
Why, Mr. Collins?
Your Honor, I was at the strip club.
He knows I don't like that type of environment.
Your Honor, I just go to the strip club for drinks. Drinks
It leads
only.
to cheating.
Nope.
How much does it cost at the strip club?
And then
For drinks?
Yeah.
Oh, the average drink is $6.
And then
I
at
have
that,
two or
he knows
three,
that I
and the
don't
only reason
like
I go is
drinking and
because
driving.
It's right down the street from the house, and I don't have too far to drive home after I'm done.
but right down the street from
But
the
you got
house.
trampolines and pools and stuff in your backyard. Why can't you go out there and play? Sir,
There's not a bar there.
they got Costco down the road too that you can also go and buy the liquor that you want. Why do you need to go to the strip club and spend money on liquor and dollars on women? Because they're not gonna let you sit there unless you
Dude,
throw a
take
dollar or
me
so.
to a bar with
So
you.
seriously,
You compress.
This is where you think you need to spend your time as a grown man with a wife and a child at home. I just want to be very clear. Because normally I would say, Robert, right, no judgment, but there's plenty of judgment right here. This is your decision.
Your Honor, ever since the pandemic's happened, I've been so stressed out about the finances and, just
Oh, no, you
just
haven't.
as well as she has.
You haven't been stressed out about the finances.
Your Honor, he was-
No, dude, because you're not spending no money. You're not worried about the finances.
Sure, he's
You're
supposed to
delivering
pick-
pizzas for 22 hours a week and thinking that that's all you need to do because that's enough money for you to pay for this BS biker club and a $300 biker jacket and make it rain on a couple of strippers every now and again and buy $3-6 drinks,
Star.
okay?
He was supposed to pick our daughter up at the daycare. He thought that I was gonna pick her up. I was at work. My mom.
Father.
Then he thought that she was gonna pick her up. Nobody picked her up, so I had to call my mom, and she was upset. She's upset if nobody's there is on time. He didn't work
Speaking
that
of your
day.
mother, you actually think that your mother has been enabling your husband.
Yes, I do.
Your mother
mother-
goes to the strip club with him?
Your Honor, her mother is my
Yes.
witness.
So, Mrs. LaChapelle, please help me to understand. Why did you go to a strip club with your son-in-law rather than tell your daughter what was going on?
And he got to the point where he was stressed out about everything. And, he just needed something to do to, release the tension.
If you'd like your case to be heard on divorce court, call us toll-free at 1-877-311-2222 or log on to our website at divorcecourt.com. Mr. Show, watch full episodes on our streaming platforms and follow us on social media for exclusive content. I heard this really crazy rumor. When I read it, I want to make sure that I was not reading something different. Your
Her
mother
mother-
goes to the strip club with him?
Your Honor, her mother is my
Yes.
witness.
Oh, Lord, I cannot wait to meet the defendant's witness,
I
who
overheard
is
them
your
talking on
mother.
the phone, telling me that, that I was badgering them and that
Okay.
I'm a bad person.
I understand that Janice
drill sergeant.
LaChapelle is available for me to have a conversation. Miss LaChapelle,
Yes.
it's a pleasure to say hello to you. I understand that you are the plaintiff's mother and the defendant's mother-in-law. Is that correct?
Yes, that's correct.
So, Mrs. LaChapelle, please help me to understand what in the world is this strip club obsession with your son-in-law?
Well, I've only been there with him a couple times. We joked about it on the phone. In my 70 years, I've never done anything like that before. But, hey, I gave it a try.
Why did you go to a strip club with your son-in-law rather than tell your daughter what was going on?
Yeah, well, sometimes you see in my 45 years of dealing with her, she can be a bit, stubborn. And I thought maybe I could handle Jeff on my own and try to get him to stop what he was doing.
And what was he doing?
Well, going to the strip clubs and, having a drink or two alone.
And to what do you attribute that? Why do you think that was happening? Why was he doing it?
And he got to the point where he was stressed out about everything. And, he just needed something to do to, release the tension.
So, Mrs. LaChapelle, you understand that this is causing a chasm in your daughter's marriage. Do you understand why she might be resentful?
Yeah, I do. I'm sorry, baby girl. I love you with all my heart. You know that. We've been through a lot in our 45 years,
What about
haven't
the
we?
ones that I found in your purse when I took you to the doctors?
Well...
When I went to go out find your medical card for you?
Well, I had been saving up some ones over time just for the heck of it, you know, because like when the grandkids are here to give them $1 or whatever, and I had them in my pocket in case he wanted to use them. I didn't want him using his money, you know, all the time.
Why are you lying?
Mrs. Collins, what do you think they were for?
I mean, it's common sense, honestly.
Mrs.
No, Your
LaChapelle, I'm
Honor.
going to ask you a straight question.
Okay.
When you went to the club, did you all pass out dollar bills?
Not the first time, you know, we did it just to have some fun. The one time we were sitting in the back, and it was all right, but I think maybe we should all four go together sometime.
How about Mrs. Collins wants to be responsible and to save money for her family and not go and spend it on miscellaneous dancers at a club and drink $6 watered-down liquor? How about that?
That's true, too. I'm usually the type of person that would rather drink at home than go out to a bar anyhow.
I'm not even care about the drinking. I'm caring more about the why are you spending money that you don't have. Mr. Collins, you don't have that kind of money. Your wife
You
has
need to
just
stop going.
expressed that she's concerned about finances, that you don't have a steady, reliable job, that you're not contributing equally to the
got a
household. She
3.5-year-old
can't
daughter.
rely upon you, but you think it's okay to go and throw money at miscellaneous dancers?
And, you know, I'm going to continue looking for work, and I'm going
But
to
are you going to continue going to the strip clubs too?
No more strip
The
clubs.
biker club?
I can't promise the biker club, strip club, no.
Mrs. LaChapelle, what do you think should happen?
I really think he needs to calm down a little bit and be there for Beth and his daughter. You know, she loves him. I know she loves him. I know he loves her. I'm sorry what I did. I'm sorry, Beth. I love you.
Thank you, Ms. LaChapelle. I'm very glad that your mom called in because although she was supposed to be a witness for the defendant, when it came down to it, she recognized that the behavior was not healthy. And you were acting like a child. I'm sitting here just thinking to myself, you're gonna lose your wife if you don't step up. She's a go-getter.
And I don't want to lose my wife. I'll do whatever it takes to make her understand that I'll be here for her 100%.
It's not whatever it takes to make her understand. It's whatever it takes to alleviate this concern, okay? She's insecure about her future because of your behavior. What do you need, Mrs. Collins? Tell him what you need from him to stay in this marriage.
I need you to go get a full-time job, 40 hours a week, benefits.
That will alleviate the pressure on your family, am I correct?
Yes.
Mr. Collins, you have to make that commitment. I can't make it for you, and I don't know if you're gonna tell me the truth or not. Are you willing to step up?
Yes, Your Honor. I'm willing to step up and be more than the man that she wants me to be.
You know that backyard that you told me about with the trampoline and the swimming pool?
He needs to play with her.
Take 2 chairs, go outside, and have a cocktail with your wife.
We have a big back porch even. We can go back there and sit. I mean, in the mornings even, have a cup of coffee.
If you actually act like a man, you might not have to go to the strip club to go see the strippers. Your wife might do it for you.
I can give him 6 months to get it together. It's been long enough. It's been 2.5 years already.
I think that's actually fair, Mrs. Collins. If you step up, y'all have a future. If you don't, it's time for her to move on.
Your Honor, we won't even see the 6 months.
Mrs. Collins, your husband has a challenge,
He sure does.
okay? Let me know what he does. Because, Mr. Collins, in 6 months, I'll have a spot on my docket for you if you need it. Just let me know.
I give you 6 months. Can you do it?
Yes, I can do it. It'd be less than 6 months.
I'm gonna hold you to that.
Yes,
Pinky promise?
pinky promise.
Okay, Robert, I'm not sure that Mr. Collins has ever heard anybody tell him what a deadbeat he was sounding like.
I think he only heard it from her, and since he was, you know, whatever, he just kept doing what he does.
How you gonna be a 40-something-year-old man thinking that it's okay to just deliver pizzas only for 22 hours a week with your wife working double shifts and carrying all the weight?
With a lot of ones in his wallet.
A lot of ones going to see miscellaneous strippers. Oh, dancers, excuse me.